Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of the Armored Mighty Morphin Red Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This is a 6" scale of figure, very similar to the red and blue Megaforce Ranger figures that I've already reviewed, except we got a Mighty Morphin one. So the first up is red. They are planning on releasing a White Ranger as well. So anyhow, this one is a Red Ranger figure like this, and then he comes with Green Ranger armor, which you can see down here. His accessories include the Green Ranger armor pieces here, Dragon Dagger, Dagger Blaster. These hands which are on him at the start, which are just kind of regular, relaxed type martial arts hands that are like, "Rrr," and I already put the holding things hands on him. We'll go over those a little bit more detail in a minute. First, we'll just take a look at the box. It's actually pretty much the same as the other boxes. You still got like the Megaforce designs on the outside. You got the Power Rangers 20th logo down here. And you got a picture of the Red Mighty Morphin Ranger there. Picture of the figure all armored up. It shows that it comes with one power card. And then at the top you have a Megaforce logo and a Mighty Morphin logo. And on the side it advertises the action card game and the figure yet again. Over here advertises the app, the armored figure, Megaforce logo. And then on the back you get a picture of what you get with it and how it transforms into an armor. And then it advertises the vinyl figures. And then up here you get the Mighty Morphin story. As you can see, the same thing as always. 5 teenagers with attitude are recruited to protect the Earth against the evil Rita Repulsa, led by the heroic Zordon. They receive superpowers beyond their wildest dreams. Summoning dinosaur powers, they transform into a morphinominal team known as the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So yeah, pretty much the same thing, just as a few minor tweaks to reflect that it's an anniversary figure and that it comes from Mighty Morphin. So before we take a look at the figure, we'll show its accessories. I want to start with this extremely oversized Dagger Blaster. It's nice that it's painted and it's not just silver. I mean, it's not like super high painted, but you do have the red and white distinguishing colors. But look how big it is. Like if you put it in his hand, it just seems oversized. I mean, it's a little bit better than the smaller ones, but I feel like it could be scaled down a bit. You do have a little peg here, so you can place this on either side of his holster. So I'm not going to do that right now, just showing you can do that. Obviously you have the armor, which we are going to put on him. It's the back piece. The little cuffs. And then you also get the Dragon Dagger, which also isn't like super highly detailed, but it is painted nicely. It's all black with some green and the little power coin there. Could have been a little more accurate, but still, you also have a peg on there to put it on his side for whatever reason. And then obviously I have in his hand here his power sword, which is fairly nicely painted as well compared to normal Bandai weapons. Got the red here, a little gold right there, black for the handle, and silver here. You do have some nice sculpting details in there, so I think this is probably the nicest weapon accessory it comes with, and it's also a very nice scale. And then also, as you saw in the package, he does come with the power card. You've got the Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger figure card. I just kind of got him in an action pose here. Just to get it out of the way, we'll show what it does in the Gosei Morpher. So let's go ahead and pull that out. So here we go. So yep, that's pretty much expected. So that is what you get with that. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the figure itself. Overall, detail-wise, he's pretty solid. The MMPR G-Ranger designs are all very simplistic, so it's always easy to get them. I really enjoy the head sculpt. I think they did a really good job on it. If you remember, they did a figure line very similar to this in style with like the more muscly nature of him for the 15th anniversary. And his helmet in that for Mighty Morphin was very squished, very strange looking. It was still an okay figure, but the helmet looked really weird. This one looks a lot more accurate. As you can see, if you put it up to his head back there, it looks pretty damn accurate, and they got the proportions a lot better. So I quite enjoy the way they did that. It looks very nice. They got the shine on the visor here to be very nice, and it just looks overall a lot better, and I definitely prefer this head sculpt. The paint's very well done. As you can see, he is more muscly than like the 4-inch figures would be or something. It doesn't really bother me so much. I mean, the steroid Rangers were kind of annoying after a while, but we're getting some that aren't going to be like that, so it's fine. You do have the Morpher here. It looked very MMPR the movie-esque here for some reason to me. You can actually see there is a bit of a Tyrannosaurus sculpt in there, which is nice. On the back here, just continuation of the designs, you do have some screws visible. Tramp stamp on his ass. But nothing too much to speak of, because as you can see, if you know, the designs are very simple, just red and white. But it is very nicely painted. You do have the more muscular style, but I still think it's a very cool looking figure. Articulation-wise, these are pretty well articulated, actually. You get a nice hinge joint here, some great all-around movement. Swiveling here is his arm. You get a single elbow joint. And then you get swiveling on his fist, and you get a very nice ball joint. And obviously you can switch out the hands to those two. It's not a wide variety, but it's still kind of nice, especially for Power Rangers. You do get swiveling at his waist and his chest here, so you get some decent range movement there. His head can rotate around 360. You don't have like a joint where you can move the head up and down, though. You have a nice little hinge joint here on his leg, so you get some great all-around motions. Swiveling on his leg as well, a single knee joint, and then you have some pretty decent foot articulation. It can move back and forth on this hinge. So pretty well articulated, not quite figure arts level, but still well articulated. Now, obviously his main gimmick is putting on the armor. So that just requires a few things, really. We're going to go ahead and do the arms first. It's very simple. You're just basically going to pull off his gloves, and you slide these on. And if you can see, they're kind of bumpy. Well, actually, it's better to see from here. So you sort of line that up with his muscles. Make sure to see if I got it right the first time. It's kind of weird just to think like that, but see, you can see like the sculpt sort of lines up with his muscles to stay like that. So that is how you do that. And it does have a tendency to slide off. You got to make sure it's secure. Bit annoying, but that's okay. The cuffs that the red and blue Megaforce Rangers had were just leg cuffs that kind of nicely went around their legs. Sort of perfectly, because they had a little indentation to go into. It kind of would have looked odd if they just put an indentation in here. So I'm not sure what I would prefer. But so that's really easy. For this, it's a little more convoluted in a way. You put the back piece on, and then you're going to want to loop these around here. And these basically create extra pegs to go in, I guess, to make it more secure. As you can see, there's little pegs here. I meant holes for these. So you're going to sort of want to line it up. It's kind of a pain, but it does make it a bit more secure. If you don't get it right away, you have to like finagle it. But it still has a tendency to fall off, as these do, but it is a bit more secure. And then we'll put the Dragon Dagger in his hand, because that completes the mode. And this just snapped off. So sorry you can't see anything on screen. I'm sure you know how to put a weapon in his hand. That's what she said. So see, this came off. You just kind of have to finagle it to get on there right. See, it still has a tendency to come off even without it. But so now there's just silence while I put weapons in his hands. But so that is still very cool. Let's go ahead and just put him back here like this. As you can see, he looks the same, just with the armor. A very cool mode. Oh my god, this is a reference to MMPR when they do it in Gokaiger, even though G-Ranger did it first. Anyway, cool looking figure. I quite enjoy that. I feel like I wish these didn't slide off. I'm not sure entirely sure what they would do, but I wish they didn't slide off as much on the cuffs. And I wish the armor was a little more secure despite their new mechanisms, but still very nice. It doesn't really hinder articulation that much at all, because you have a great amount of gap space between here. Just overall pretty cool looking. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to stand it next to Megaforce Red, because they're both red. So here they are together. As you can see, it's in the same scale. And now he doesn't want to stand. Come on, Troy. So those are cool together. Overall, I do enjoy this figure. I enjoyed the Megaforce ones also. I know some people are really mad at the more muscular design. I just think it's kind of a neat figure to have, and it's kind of cool that Bandai's actually making larger, more articulated figures. And the idea of using the armor to sort of give these guys the gimmick that the Megaforce ones had is pretty cool. Like I said, I know we're getting a White Ranger one. They could very easily do a Green Ranger one, because there's just some very minor remolding, and they can use the same accessories, well, minus this, unless they really want to give it to them just for the heck of it. Heck, they can even do MMPR Black, so I'm not sure what their potential later plans are, but as of now we know about a white MMPR Ranger. But so very cool. The only sort of snag in recommending this is if you're just looking to get a larger MMPR Red figure, they are coming out with the figure arts of Tyranno Ranger, which we could potentially and probably actually get here first. We might appear at Toys R Us stores first before it's pre-ordered in Japan. And that's a little bit smaller, but it's a lot more of a articulated figure and a lot more proportionally accurate. But if you're a fan of MMPR Red's design, or particularly this mold, I don't think you'll be that disappointed. For some reason, I kind of prefer the Megaforce ones because they don't have as many little loose problems I have, but I still like this figure. But so, it's really up to you. The figure art will be a bit more expensive, but they are a little bit more of a higher quality figure, obviously. But this is still nice. So anyhow, that is about it. Until next time, make sure you check out the crazy podcast at writersrangersrambles.com. Until next time, this is Dawson Rider, signing out.